I wonder how many black men are actually dealing with fear while they're trying to protect the people around them.
I think most of us, man. I think fear is one of those things, when we hear it, it's like, man, ain't nobody about to know I'm scared.
Right.
But I'm scared as hell.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like the kids I work with in the streets. I'll be like, y'all want to die? I'm scared to die. I'm sure. I'm only asking you because there's only two ways this goes. Then they get to thinking. Or I walk in a room with kids and I'll be like, man, statistics say that only 3 of us are going to stay alive in here. Who going to die? And they get to looking around like, hell no, all of us staying alive. I said, so we got to change the statistics because that's the first thing they're going to tell y'all. But most of this stuff be out of fear, but it has to be because we talk about systemic racism and stuff. But black men, the ones that was really, really getting not saying black women weren't, but for so long, black men been the targets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not only from racist people, we talk about police, we talk about systems, but to ourselves. Right. If I see another black man and I'm immediately judging him, that's off of fear because of where I came from, what I've already consumed about him. It ain't because of I just hate black men.
Right.
It's because I'm scared. Because what if he do something to me? But why is it the first thing we go to? Because we don't feel protected.
Man, you spitting. I'm glad I asked that question. I am glad because you said, yo, that's a softball, and I'm going to knock that out the park. You said, brother, I got that answer.
I got you, bro.
Nah, I love that, bro. I love that, man. Like, that's real, bro. That's so real, man. That fear is there for all of us because at the end of the day, we still human. And I know as much as we want to pretend like we got this rock solid foundation and like we good and know we good wherever we go, it's like, bro, you still be afraid.
Yeah.
Because nobody want to die. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is like, yo, like I'm good out here. I'm good. Like nobody's thinking like that. And if you are, it's probably something going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mentally. So it's real, man. And it's important for us to have the spaces where we can just have that genuine conversation, man. Like, man, I want to ask you too about, because I know when I was reading your bio, you talked about dealing a little bit with addiction. And I feel like that can sometimes pop up when you don't have the tools to deal with what it is that you have going on around you. And so I want to ask you, like, why, like for you, was it that or was it something else that led to you in your battle with addiction?
So it wasn't even, I didn't even have a battle.
Oh, you didn't have it?
No.
Okay.
So when I mention addiction in my stories, as a kid, I spent a lot of time in NA and AA meetings.
Really? Okay.
So there's a side of my family that a few of them have dealt with deep, really, really, really deep addiction. Mm-hmm. My grandmother is a yoga guru now, but she used to be addicted to crack.
Really?
And so, you know, I watched her tell her story.
Okay.
My grandfather, I used to go to these NAAA meetings and I didn't really understand the impact it was having on me because I was going as a kid until I got into the work that I'm doing. So I would go in these meetings and I would see this room of people and all of them would just be pouring out all of this stuff about how they became addicted to drugs and what transitions it took them down. Mm-hmm. And then I would listen to my grandfather's story and then I would hear my grandmother's story. And I saw that people try to get away from their deepest traumas by masking it with drugs. But then once it's there, it's in there, right?
Right.
And, you know, addiction is a disease. And so, you know, it's hard for people to just cure themselves. And I think that's what we see a lot of people try to do. So that's when I was never a person that did drugs. I didn't have an addicted personality, but I think it stemmed from me seeing this room of people at a young age and realizing like, damn, like money's an addiction too. My daddy was addicted to money. You know what I'm saying? And
talk about that, bro. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard it's hard, man, because we see so many things that we want, right? And nobody wants to be born into the struggle. But that's what it is in that moment. And the only way to get out of a struggle is money. And in the way the world kind of puts this in front of us, it drives that addiction. And so my pops, I say he's addicted to money just because those were the decisions he made was stemmed from wanting some money, right? Mm-hmm. Then it took him away. Then he came back And then the only thing he was able to do is really revert back to what he knew, because now he got a felony on his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he doing double jeopardy. I did my time. Then when I get back in the community, I can't get a real job. And if I didn't graduate from middle school, then there ain't no such thing as a job for me.
Right.
So I'm gonna go back to what I know. I done made millions.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, you know, I think a lot of stuff is you can be addicted to anything, right?
Yeah.
You know, and it can take you. It can take you a lot of places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.